Hello everyone, today we are all off to London as a family for a little city break. Don't forget your toothbrush. I feel like going back to London always feels a little bit strange for us now because although we lived there for like 8 years, we now sort of feel like tourists when we go there. It's like when you live there, you get so used to the busyness and the fast pace and just the amount of people that are everywhere all the time. And now we live in a smaller, slower city. We just feel like a little bit like a fish out of water when we go there. But the kids absolutely love visiting, especially Grayson. He loves the city. I definitely feel like he's gonna end up living there sometime. Our trip to the Big Smoke is all thanks to a luggage brand called Level8 Luggage, who wanted us to go on a little city break to test out their luggage. They're a company from NYC who are known for their durability, their innovative design, and their functionality. Apparently they can stand anything you throw at them, but they haven't met our kids yet, so let's see if they pass the ultimate test.
To test the durability of the Level8 luggage, we let the kids ride them through London like trusty steeds. Our plan was to try to burn them out by the time we arrived at the hotel so they wouldn't ask if we could take them to any attractions. Because in London, attractions cost about as much as an oligarch's yacht. Besides, from experience, I've learned that most so-called attractions are rarely worth the money. Take the London Eye, for example. Over £200 to be crammed into a glass capsule for 40 minutes with a bunch of NPCs and your kids, who inevitably will need a wee the second the doors close. And for what? To get a bird's eye view of London? Heard of Google Earth much? Oh wow, there's the Parliament building, swaddled in scaffolding. And look, that delightful brown river of E. coli snaking through the city. My kids are lucky. They get to learn from their old man's mistakes. I'll often crouch down to their level and look into their eager eyes, sparkling with hope and optimism, and remind them that most things in life that sound like they're going to be really fun are just a huge bitter letdown.
So if you're looking for some new suitcases, totally go and check them out. Super well made, great attention to detail, and perfect for city breaks like this one. Don't touch anything.
I love this place.
Okay, move back.
So we're staying in a really nice hotel called Duke's. So we're going to dump our stuff down, go get some food, and then probably take the kids out in London, show them a bit of the Big Smoke.
Dad, look what I got.
Have a look. Wow.
You're good at marching.
Shut up, Gray.
Why are they doing this space?
We've taken the kids to Buckingham Palace. It's weird when you come back to London, you tend to end up doing all the normie stuff, like go to Buckingham Palace. I won't lie, I kind of get a little bit angry when I see stuff like this because I just find the whole thing, I know this is going to annoy any royalists out there, but I find the whole thing a little bit preposterous. I don't understand it, and I get it's probably there just to kind of reinforce class systems, I guess. I just find that hard to stomach, and I don't get it. To me, people that live in gilded palaces like this are the same carbon-based life form as you and I. I don't see why they sort of should be adored or adorned with any special treatment above anybody else. It doesn't make sense to me. And I get some people need it and like it and appreciate all this stuff, but to me it's just a little bit silly. But that doesn't mean I'm right. That doesn't mean I'm right. There are no objective truths. The next day in London, it rained cats and dogs. Do you like being back in London, Tones?
I do, but I wish it was sunny.
There's a bookshop that Hannah really wants to go to in Marylebone called Daunt Books. Really famous bookshop, supposed to be beautiful. So we're going to go there today because it's not exactly the most inspiring of days. This bookshop is alleged to be one of the first custom-built bookshops in the world. How to Raise a Jewish Dog. You found it? Is this the book you want?
It looks like me.
It does look a bit, she does look a bit like you. We love being in bookshops. Nobody's on their phone. We love the smell. Time seems to slow down when you're inside a bookshop. We could spend all day in here, but we had to get back to the hotel for some high tea. This was the kids' first high tea experience. Rufus, he started with the sandwiches and worked up. Grayson, being Grayson, started with the dessert and worked his way down. Then after we finished the high tea, we walked across London to our favourite spot, the Embankment. This is actually where Hannah and I came on our second ever date. Back then she hadn't heard all my anecdotes countless times, so she didn't come across a bit sad whenever I said something. As a massive fan of brutalist architecture, this place, the National Theatre, is probably my favourite building in London. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? It's like an evil villain's lair. What do you think of that building, Gray? You don't like it? Oh my God. I've never been more disappointed. And that marks the end of our little trip to London. It could very well be the last time we come here for many, many years. So this trip kind of felt like we were saying goodbye to an old friend.
Huge thank you to Level 8 for making this little city break happen. I have a discount code for you guys. I'm popping it in the description in case you are also looking to level up your luggage.
I'm about to press a very important button. Because when I press this button, my fulfillment centre are going to send out the blackout cards to all of my customers all over the world. Hundreds of these boxes will be sent when I press this button. So I thought we could do it together because I love these moments in life where it comes down to a big button press. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
0. All engine running.
Yes, done. We're done. Oh, feels good. Feels good. They're actually being sent out from a fulfillment centre in China. I wanted to keep my costs as low as I could, so I got the cards printed in China and then fulfilled by a fulfillment company in China. Fulfillment companies are basically companies who get your product, hold them in a big warehouse and have somebody that will individually send them out to your customers. We have fulfillment centres in the UK, but they tend to be very expensive and they have all these like stealth charges. They've got like a checking in fee, they've got like shelf fees, they've got distribution fees, all these other little fees, and just can end up costing loads of money. I learned the hard way a few years ago. We used one and never again. So I figured out with this business it makes way more sense to send them directly out from China where they're made rather than ship a bunch of them to the UK into a big expensive fulfillment centre and then distribute them out from the UK. It's way more carbon efficient to do it this way as well, and just to make sure it's super carbon efficient, I've even like planted a tree with every single order, so I'm basically like a balding Greta Thunberg.
So I finished my naturopath diploma the other day. I just loved learning about healing naturally. I'm so interested since going through my whole kind of like hormone balancing thing. I'm so interested in healing through natural methods, so it's been really great for me, and I'm actually working already with a couple of one-on-one clients, so that's been good. I'm kind of hoping once we've done the whole move and we've settled down that I will take on a few more people.
I've had many failures over the years. Most of my e-commerce businesses have failed. A couple haven't, and that's the main thing. Did you know that 80 to 90% of e-commerce businesses will fail in the first year? I've learnt that they fail because of one very obvious reason. They lose more money than they make.
You're a genius, Stephen.
So what I've learned is that to make it successful, to give it the best chance of succeeding, you need to be as lean as possible.
My main focus at the moment is the supplements, particularly the turmeric supplements. I love having a product that's completely natural, that I really believe in, that I use myself every day for multiple different reasons, for inflammation, for pain relief, for digestion. So I could just go on, like the list. It's like just like a magic little spice. I'm going to link in the description box to a video that I've made explaining all the benefits and all the science-backed studies and stuff.
These will be the two businesses that we hope are going to sustain us when we move out to Portugal. Glow State supplements and blackout cards. We might get like the odd brand deal as well if we're lucky, and that will be like a bonus, but we really want to take more ownership over everything. So by having these two businesses that we run and we control, it gives us far more predictability in terms of where we stand basically. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit more about how much profit I make on the blackout cards, because some of you might be interested. I make about, I'd say, around about 40% profit on any one of the blackout cards being sold once you take out all my costs. It's an okay margin. It would be much better if I could order way more of these boxes and get my costs down, but I don't want to be left with a bunch of stock that I just cannot sell. So there's a bit of a gamble I'm about to face, and it's going to come down to another big button press, I reckon, because what I'm going to do is have to take all of the profits that I've made out of the cards so far and just funnel them straight back into printing more of these things, which is painful. But they've been selling really well. You guys have been amazing. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, they're on their way to you now, anyone who's bought them.
We worked with a photographer called Felix to get the shots for the website. He's extremely talented. Like, it was so fun, you know, just being in the room and watching him. The way that he photographed the supplements was really different than how I would have thought to do it. So it was really nice to see someone who, you know, product photography is their thing in action.
The Mia RB67.
Yeah, Mamiya.
Mamiya.
Yeah. So it's typically used for like studios back in the day. It's a bit of an awkward camera to use, but it will look magic.
Most supplements that you see out there are just shot in a very particular kind of clinical way. We wanted to come at it from like a bit of a fresh angle, make it look a bit more contemporary. I think just to stand out, because the market's so saturated when it comes to supplements. There's billions of them out there, so to stand out, because I think you need to hold that, yeah. I think to stand out you need to do something a little bit different, so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to look at what's out there and try and give it our own kind of interpretation, which is leaning into that more sort of contemporary style, which is what Felix is like just so good at.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching this week's show, and thank you so much to Level 8 for working with us. FYI, the luggage survived the kids, and we will see you guys all next week. Bye.